Hi everyone, I'm Sunny, and today's pick a card reading will be about past life connections. So, whether you share a past life connection with the person in your mind, and more or less what type of relationship, if you did have one, what you have. So, I have three piles. I know it looks like I have six, but it's more or less pile one, two, and three. The top card is more or less the confirmation of a yes or no, right? So, if you need more time, you're more than welcome to pause the video and then, you know, when you're ready, skip to the timestamp in the description. Otherwise, I'll see you at your pile of choice. So I will start with the first one, pile number one. I also apologize if my throat's been a little itchy. Well, it's been a little scratchy. So if I sound a little, annoying, I'm sorry. So the first pile, you guys have the Two of Swords upright. The Ace of Swords upright. I know you totally saw the Strength card, but let me just move these. Strength reversed. Your next card is the Death card reversed. And your final card is the Four of Wands reversed. Sorry. So for you, pile number one, these are your cards. Now I'm going to pull up your confirmation card. I think they're centered, yeah. So for you, pile one, you guys have the Chariot upright, so this is a yes. You do share a past life connection with this person in your mind specifically. Now, when it comes to what type of connection or kind of relationship you guys had, I think you both had very interesting conversations with each other. So you guys might have been each other's confidants when it comes to making important decisions. When it came to being vulnerable about certain things, especially with the Strength card reverse, just the way this is going about, it's like Two of Swords, Ace of Swords, Strength. It's like I feel like I have this in my pocket. I know what I'm talking about, but I need that person, not a voice of reason, but I kind of need that person to kind of. And when I'm thinking about this, it's like the specific person in your mind. Like, this person is a person who aids in your conversation to make a choice, to make your decisions, to make up your mind. Because sometimes, just because it feels like I'm telling you, you're very brainy, but sometimes you need a touch of softness, or you need a touch of emotion. It feels like you have to be honest with this person, or you can be honest with this person about what you're really thinking about and feeling, and you don't feel like this person's going to cut you down with their words. Or if you do feel like they do, it's more or less needed. It's like tough love. I apologize, my throat's... So going back to the reading. The Death card reverse and the Four of Wands reverse. It feels like you had a lot of, in this past life connection that you are thinking about with this person, there was a lot of maybe changes in your environment possibly, or at least in your internal environment. You might have not felt safe in this location. So I'm assuming that this person that you're thinking about, the kind of connection you might have had, is possibly someone that's close, like a family member, or if it's a friend. It feels like, whether you're thinking about like a past life connection from this life or from your own past, whichever is your preference to consider, it does feel like this person is someone who might have lived with you or lived close within your vicinity, but they were someone that made you feel that you were close at home, or someone that was very not open, but more so that they were always available to nurture you. It feels like they made you feel stable, or at least this person, and you put that on this person, but it might have been too much too. Again, take what resonates. This is a general reading, but it does feel like you're someone that had interesting conversations. I like how, first and foremost, I don't think I mentioned this, but you have an interesting, with your cards, it's like 3 warm tone cards, and then there's 3 cool tone cards. So it's like icy cold and warm and fuzzy. Like maybe you and this person complemented each other in that aspect where it's like one person was this way and the other person was that way, but somehow together it made sense. It's like, I think of like Paul McCartney and John Lennon, where they had very distinct personalities, very different, but somehow together they were lightning in a bottle that made sense, right? When it comes to songwriting and it comes to performing. So it's the same thing, where it's like maybe you don't have to be like artsy fartsy people, but more so you just mend well. Not mend, you mesh well, sorry, together. And it made sense. So it does feel like when you had to take decisions and you had to be confrontational and honest, and like you needed an opinion, or maybe you were each other's like confidants, it does feel like this person was there. It feels like you could have relied on this person, but there was a lot of changes. It feels like either the relationship itself had to constantly change, or it made you feel insecure and like, oh, this person can't leave at any moment, or because you felt insecure where you were at, and maybe this person as well, there was always constant like turmoil, like renewal of yourself. So like maybe you drifted apart because of that. So it could have been those kinds of situations in your past life, or in your past life events of this present life, where it's like you guys constantly had things going on, so you had to maybe go your separate ways, or maybe you hid a lot of those emotions as well, because there is three cards that are reversal. So it could also be someone who hides away. You could have been honest, but only this person could read through your expressions of whatever you're putting out in your facade of the outside world, right? So it could be vice versa, with this person doing the same to you, or you to them. It's general reading. But again, I do feel like that's more or less the connection. You guys had a connection that was built on a lot of trust. And maybe that trust was broken, or maybe the trust had to change. Like, it just feels like you guys had a lot of trust, but honesty. You guys could communicate well, but it could be a little bit more calculated, not harsh, but more so you're someone that stuck to the facts. And this person too, it's like, let's cut to the chase, like let's cut the fat off, the sweetness and stuff. People who are very mercurial in the sense, or airy, that you needed to kind of switch. It just feels like you guys had to kind of switch a lot with this person. But again, take what resonates. I do feel that for this pile, you guys might have taken, first off, I think this connection could have started fast. By the way, I don't think I mentioned this, but I think I might want to touch this a bit. When it comes to this connection, you guys touched on this pretty fast. Maybe you like established yourselves as a connection that meant something to you pretty fast. But then over time, it kind of fizzled. It wasn't something that happened necessarily right away, but it slowly kind of felt like you guys, it was like that undertone between your connection that was happening under you, like, not under you, but like under the surface, that you kind of felt it build up and build up and build up until finally like decisions were made, and like finally you guys kind of just had to go separate ways, separate journeys, right? Different homes even at that. So you guys could be at different locations too. It also feels like there's just a lot of chaos, where it should be warm and fuzzy, like Four of Wands, the Strength card, and even the Chariot, like what should be warm and fuzzy in these areas that feel comfortable was not warm and fuzzy for some, like one of you or both of you. And you established more comfortability in very drastic locations, maybe like moving away, or maybe just constantly moving, constantly just not sticking to one place, not getting too attached to it because of fear of bringing up those past ones. So that's what it feels like. So in your past life connection, it does feel like you're someone that might have been close to this person, and maybe you lived in the same roof. That's why I keep thinking of like maybe it was a family member, maybe it was a friend, but it does feel like this person that you're thinking about was someone who was very important to you. You thought highly of them, I think, to some extent, and maybe vice versa too. But the Chariot as your confirmation, I didn't touch much on that, but it just feels like you wanted to take charge in one direction. Maybe even one of you, if in a past life connection, could have been going away to do a, not a retreat, but I guess they could have been like, because of their work, for example, they could have had to take a different direction in life and charge at it. Or they could have been someone who was involved in the military, for example, and they had to go to their service. Or they could have been someone who had to be very active in their lives, and they weren't going to stick around because it was just not going to make it was not going to make their dream work, or it was not going to be, how could I say, it's not a realistic plan to stick around, right? So that's what I got for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was just interesting to see this. It's like, Anyway, thank you guys. Oops. Sorry, pile number 2. I will start with the next one. Pile number 2, your cards are as follows. You guys have the 3 of Swords upright. Sorry, my God. I didn't want to sneeze. I started like wanting to get the sneeze, like those feelings. And I was like, nope, don't talk or you're gonna sneeze. And then your next card is the Page of Swords reversed. Followed by the Knight of Cups reversed. And then the 6 of Cups upright. I have such jittery fingers, I'm sorry. 6 of Cups upright. And your final card is the 9 of Swords reverse. So, I'm just gonna move these. I'm like, F it. I was gonna put it towards this. Oh, it's the same thing. I think I separated the cards too much. I should have gotten them closer. And your confirmation card, pile number 2, you guys have the King of Cups reversed. So this is a no for you. You guys do not share a past life connection in a past life, or in this if it's in this how can I say it? If it's in this lifetime, you didn't make that connection deep. At least that's what it feels like for most of you. At least that kind of relationship, if you want to elaborate, if you want me to elaborate on that, it's more or less, it was kind of pretty cold and disappointing. I mean, I think this card in particular is more about love than the first pile. The first pile seems like they were like a friend, or, well, I mean, I'm sorry if I spoiled it, but it was more like a friend, a family member kind of connection, relationship. This one feels more like it's like maybe it was someone who broke your heart, like it was a crush or someone that you thought fondly of, but you never really established that connection. That's what it feels like. You have the 9 of Swords reverse, 3 of Swords upright, Page of Swords reverse, Knight of Cups reverse, and the 6. I mean, honestly, how much swords do you want? Swords and cups, swords and cups, swords and cups. That's something relevant to your reading. Let me take a sip of water because I feel like I'm sounding scratchy. Pile number 2, I definitely think that, 1, this person broke your heart with this reading. Or if you did establish that bond, it was not something that, it was kind of something that, it was kind of something that kind of came and went. It like fizzled pretty fast, as much as it, like, it was pretty fast coming and pretty fast ending. Maybe many of you feel like you've been in your head about this with this 9 of Swords reverse, or maybe, and you're finally getting out of it a bit, but it was something that was on your mind for a long time. I do feel like you beat yourself up over it, or this person that you're thinking about beat themselves up over it because it was like maybe a missed opportunity, or you messed it up, like, I didn't see what I had in front of me. And I mean, with this 3 of Swords following that, it feels like this connection failed somehow because of a third party, because they one or you both couldn't have put themselves first when it comes to the affection you guys had for each other and the things that you wanted, like you loved in your present time, right? At the time. Like example, putting your job, your career, and your love life, balancing that out. For example, that could be one less, not one less way, but one way to see that. Or it could be someone that like, oh, I like this person and I like that other person, but I can't make up my mind. And then finally someone takes the plunge, and then like no one's gonna be happy because someone's gonna get hurt regardless of a trio. Either the person that gets rejected, or the person that had feelings, or the person that loves both people and somehow ends up choosing one over the other, but not because they want to hurt the other person. It's just they might have just liked that person just a tiny bit more, and they still aren't happy with it. It's one of those things that like no one's really happy in this trio. So whatever scenario, romantic scenario you're thinking about when it comes to this person, it caused a lot of pain regardless, a lot of discomfort. It made you feel not satisfied with the kind of, it feels more like this person broke your heart because of the conversations they might have had. They might have been very cold with their words, they might have been very manipulative and calculating, or you were this person. It feels like that's what I get with this. It's like, oh, someone got played because they just fell into the honey trap. It feels like they said all the right things or all the wrong things, and that's what hurt your feelings, or this person's feelings. The Page of Swords reverse feels like someone that knew what they were doing. It feels like someone that's mature and serious, or at least maybe you could be evolving into this person, or this person could have been evolving into that eventually, but it wasn't going to be right away. I think both of you or one of you needed this experience to kind of mature. It doesn't feel like this person or you were emotionally mature, taking into consideration feelings. It was just a game. I feel like maybe like a word game. How could they value it? It just feels like disappointment, right? And Knight of Cups reverse also feels like you or this person keeps their heart to themselves, their confession to themselves. They don't want to, you or this person don't want to actually get involved with each other again, or at least easily open up their heart again to somebody because they're afraid of that potential risk of getting hurt or getting into the same situation, because it could be something that they have to, you or this person has to deal with this particular issue frequently. It's like you trip over the same situation over and over, different person, same scenario. So you're not learning it, or maybe you could have become more reclusive, or this person could have been more reclusive too, or both of you. It just feels like the situation went haywire. Unfortunately, it did change your personalities. I do feel that there was like a personality switch of like, I used to be easier, more fun, more exciting, and I just knew how to talk to people, and somehow I have trouble listening to people and realizing that they can be truthful, because I mistrust them because I don't know if they're being honest with me, or they're just trying to play me, or like trying to manipulate me into situations where they have the upper hand. Remember, this is two-way street. Or you could have learned a lot of bad habits because of each other, and that's how you are right now. So again, take what resonates. With this last card with the why did I cups, I wanted to say pugs. This Six of Cups, yes, Six of Cups upright, sorry. Was this a childhood crush? Was this someone that you knew in your youth? Was this someone that reminds you of your inner child? What was that connection? Was it like a youthful connection? It feels like a strong Gemini energy here. Yeah, but it does feel like you guys were playful with each other, or at least the memories of this person were like that, or the same with this person. That's the kind of connection. It feels like there was a romantic sense in this pile. That's the kind of relationship you guys have in the past life. It's like a romantic connection that didn't go into fruition, or if it did, it was very quick and it ended badly because you weren't mature enough with each other's feelings. So it was like puppy love, and you're learning how to be mature and responsible with your love connections and potentials that could happen. But I mean, everybody starts somewhere. That's how you gain experience of what not to do and how to properly treat people. It's just messing one up. And sometimes that's just the way it is. When you're young, you're not conscious enough of the person's feelings, or at least you're a little bit more naive when it comes to realizing that there's a lot more depth to relationships than just like holding hands, being together, things like that. So it does feel like this connection was like that. Or if it's a crush, it feels like you were crushed because whichever person you are, it does feel like this connection ended in turmoil because they feel like the feelings were not reciprocated. That crush tried to confess, but it didn't go well, or they tried to, but they couldn't get the words out. Like they were in their mind, they were kind of stuck in that place, and it could be you too. And that's why it was like a misconnection. It's like you're in the what ifs scenario. But yeah, you don't have a connection the way you think you do with this King of Cups reverse. It does feel like you or this person could be a little bit standoffish and cold with each other. Mostly for self-preservation, because you fear that showing that vulnerability or showing the softer underbelly can be scary, and can be taken. You can be taken advantage of, right? That's what it feels like with this one. So I hope you enjoyed that pile number 2. I will start with the next one. Pile number 3. You guys have the Knight of Pentacles upright. The 8 of Cups. Oh, sorry. 8 of Cups upright. I apologize if I put too much. If I directed the light to the first card too close, and it kind of gave you that. The High Priestess reverse is your next card. Is it 9? Yeah, the 9 of Cups upright. I mean, reversed, sorry. Oops. And your final card is the 6 of Wands reversed. Yeah, I think I can scoot these. Cute. These are cute. I love my mini cards. And your confirmation card is the Queen of Wands upright. So pile number 3. Maybe I should take a sip of water before I continue. Pile number 3. Do you share a past life connection with this person in your mind? Yes. You have a past life connection, whether you're thinking about a past life from a previous lifetime or the past as in this current life, but in the past. This is a yes. The kind of relationship you had. Interesting. Well, for this one, I find it funny sometimes when I use like cute little fillers, like, interesting, that's cute. With this pile, this is a yes, you do share with the Queen of Wands. What a fiery connection this is. I know there's not like a whole lot of wands with this, but it feels to me like so somebody approached the other person, right, with this Knight of Pentacles, and they wanted to offer an opportunity. But the way they did that is like they were kind of testing the waters. How do I say? They were testing the waters more or less to see if you would take the bait. So I don't feel you necessarily I don't think you took the bait with this 8 of Cups upright. It feels like you walked away from this person, this opportunity, and I think you're second guessing yourself a bit if this was the right connection, the right move, not connection, the right move. Solely because this could have been like a financial opportunity for both of you, but I think they were kind of like I think the reason why you said no is because you were following your gut instinct with this high priestess reverse, but it was like one of those things that like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. It was one of those tricky situations because this person was approaching you with this opportunity that could have been beneficial for both of you, but there could have been like a slight maybe hint of like, not an ulterior motive, like I'm scheming something behind your back, but more so I'm testing the water to see if I can close to you. If I'm testing the waters to see if I can get close to you, to see if there's an opportunity there to expand, right? To expand that connection for something else, right? To see if you are my wish fulfilled, sorry, with this night. I can't say it. Why am I getting my words stuck? With this 9 of Cups reverse, it's like, I want this, but I'm gonna keep it secret. It's like my secret wish. Like, I don't know why I think of the dragon tails. I wish with all my heart to fly with dragons in a land of something. So it feels like this person had this motive, and they were waiting to be like, not. I feel like they were waiting to be like told like they were doing great, right? Success with this 5, with the 6 of Wands reverse. It's like they waited for that, but they were disappointed that they didn't get that. It's like they marked their. I feel like they planned it out. They're very. I don't know why I want to say schematic, but they had their plan. Their plan didn't go as planned. I think you walked away and they're like, oh, I didn't think this through. And then you also kind of feel that vibe of like, I didn't think this through either. So like, it feels like the kind of relationship you guys had. It feels so much more like a friend connection, or someone that was an acquaintance, or someone that you could have worked with, or was in your circle of friends. It wasn't a friend, but it was like a friend's friend. That's what it feels like. Doesn't feel so much like it could have been a family member, but that's the connection you had. It feels more like that, where it's like you're close but not that close, but you have watched each other and you kind of feel each other out. You kind of know something. Like with this high priestess, it's like you're just trusting each other, not because you guys think you're shady, but because you guys don't know each other enough to know the facts, or you're not following that gut instinct entirely. It's like you're kind of wishy-washy when it comes to that. It's like your intuition could usually be sharp, but because you don't know too much about this person, or you haven't observed them enough to get a grasp, it could be vice versa, you're doubting yourself. You're doubting whether you did the right connection of walking away, because it could have been maybe a fulfilling connection, and it could have been something that like maybe like, I feel like they wanted to maybe establish something with you, maybe like a little small business or something. Let's say that could have been good for you, both of you, or like if it's not this, it feels like they wanted to establish a connection with you because they saw you someone that was stable, someone that they can rely on, someone that's not gonna be walking around and like, messing around. You look someone that's diligent, someone that's gonna be putting the effort and time into a relationship, and that's why they considered you. Granted, they still felt like they didn't have. I don't feel this person felt too, not enthusiastic, but it felt like they were a little bit awkwardish going up to you to kind of connect with you, because it's not something they do, and it's not something you do either. So like that's why it's a little awkward and standoffish, because it's like, it's not the fact that you can't talk to each other, it's the fact that you don't know enough to strike up a conversation, to find it interesting, right? So it does feel like you're kind of not that grounded in that way. It's like, oh, I made this decision, and I don't think I'm necessarily wrong, but I'm kind of wondering the what if, because, how can I explain? It doesn't feel like a what if like the second pile. It feels like a what if because there's potential. I think you guys know what the potential is. especially with this cups. 8 and 9. You're trying to walk into a fruitful situation where you feel happy and loved, and it makes you feel like you can be open about your emotions, but you're doubtful. It feels like you're like, oh, this person just wants. Maybe you fear that this person just wanted to be around you because they felt like they felt like you just wanted, or this person just wanted to look good in front of everyone, right? To boast around each other. It's like, oh, look what I got, or oh, look what I backed this person. That's what it feels like for this connection. That like you're scared that that's would lead to that if you said yes, to get closer, or to take that opportunity that they extended, right? So it feels like you're still kind of wondering, making up your mind about this person, and vice versa. So it feels like you did share a connection, but it just feels like you're still testing the waters out. I wonder if you're kind of still in contact with this person, but not too close. It feels like you guys just associate with each other, but you're private about such matters when it comes to like your love life, for example. Yeah, it just feels like someone that walked away from. Maybe your friends are toxic, and that's what you guys are walking away from. I mean, you guys don't want to be seen like associating, because like they would start rumors and stuff, and you're avoiding that. It does feel like that. It feels like you're slowly taking decisions, but behind closed doors, so nobody can see you planning and doing stuff. But it doesn't feel like you're being shady. It just feels like you're being cautious, and so is this person. But yeah, it just feels like a little awkward when it comes to the connection, because you're not someone that has to put yourselves out there when it comes to your feelings. It's like, oh, I'm good at everything, but when it comes to making that romantic connection, it's like I usually wait for the other person to do most of the work, because it takes me a long time to trust someone and to invest myself in somebody. So maybe you just need more time to make up your mind about this person. So that's what I feel, and that's more or less the connection you had in a past life. It's like, oh, missed opportunity, or maybe you're just still kind of this person in a past life was trying to offer you something, but you didn't take it because you were untrusting of their intentions, and you thought they just wanted to boast you around. So that's what I feel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and please, you're more than welcome to watch a different video. I have so many in my uploads. So I hope you guys have a good day, and bye bye everybody. So have a good day.